it's just nice to be home. I mean, I miss my home. I miss my house. I miss my friends. I miss my family. And honestly, that's all I can think about when I get back here. It's just like, you can't buy time. So when you get home and you can be close to the people you love, that's the ultimate priority.
And what kind of difference are you hoping to see with the guys in almost done with season 2, kind of ramping up for the end of the season?
I wouldn't change our fans at all. We have incredible fans. I've never seen anything like it. They're so loyal and excited and devoted, and it really makes what we do feel worth it, because the sort of things that people see within the stories and the way that it impacts them and the way that they reach out and let us know that it impacts them makes us feel like we're doing something worth it, and that's why we got into this in the first place. So I wouldn't change a thing about them ever. I just think that they're absolutely the best fans in the world.
I think Emma is kind of, she's the audience almost. She's discovering things as the audience are.
Yeah.
Like the last episode we got to see, we found out that Henry's father is Russell's son. What's it like being kind of this outsider in the group of fairy tales, the center at the same time?
I enjoy it. I think that it's an interesting challenge that, it's funny because people will often say, like, oh, well, you don't play two characters, so it's easier. I'm like, well, I guess you could look at it that way, but I do have sort of this weird, delicate line to walk of trying to have a truly genuine reaction to outrageous information sort of on a consistent basis, and then having to sort of have very specific relationships with each person around her. Like, she has to deal with each person so differently that it is kind of always a delicate balance based on that factor. It's like the audience is sometimes ahead of Emma, to be honest, because they are sort of seeing things coming, or they know backstories from fairy tale land that Emma doesn't know. And so, it's also the delicate balance of, like, making sure she doesn't know too much or assume things that couldn't be assumed. So it's like kind of trying to keep her lack of knowledge in check. You know what I mean?
And I'm eagerly anticipating tonight's episode. We got left. I hate when we have to skip a week. What do you expect from the latter half of the season? Because I do feel like it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're in that, like, we're in the downswing of the roller coaster, which is, I think, probably what I was saying last season by this point too. It's like you have to. The writers do an incredible job of taking the audience on a journey of different peaks and valleys through the season, and now we're like headed toward the end, and so it's like, we've climbed to the top of the track, and now we're like zooming down it toward the season finale. So, a lot happens very quickly, and a lot of things come out, and a lot of big decisions need to be made, and there's a lot of sort of danger lurking that not everyone knows about. So that is sort of the suspense that sort of carries us through to the end of the season. And I, from what I know of where we're headed, I think it's a turn I didn't see, so I don't think it's a turn that people would expect. So.